Over in Spain, it's only a matter of time before Barcelona become champions once again, but it's down the foot of the table where the story's at. Who's going to go down? We'll talk about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video, this time looking forward to match day 34 in the old 2018-2019 La Liga season. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button, keep you bang up to date with all things La Liga related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football, and we're going to all here under one roof. Now, before we take a look back at last weekend's predictions, I want a big shout out to a couple of brand new Patreons, boys and girls, that happened over the weekend. I launched the page. And both Ben Hayward and John Spun stepped up and became Patreons to the channel. So a big thank you to them. If you are interested in becoming a Patreon, head over to the old page. There is a link in the old description down below. There's 3 tiers up for grabs for you. You could start the Academy tier, then there's the first team squad, and then there's a starting 11. Each come with their own perks and benefits, so make sure you check it out. I do appreciate any support you guys get, especially the viewership, but if you want to go a step further, there is that option for you. But anyway, let's kick it on further and take a look back at match day number 33 and see how I got on with my predictions. Well, kicking it off, it was Alavés up against Valladolid, and then there's a 2-2 draw. Everyone took home a share of the spoils. I actually saw it going in favour of Valladolid, who are looking for points. So 2-1. So ultimately, got that one wrong, folks. Celta Vigo took on Girona as well. Kind of a mid-bottom table crunch clash, this one. Ended up with a 2-1 win for Celta Vigo. And that gives them a good old boost as they try to get away from the drop. Because as it stands, Real Valladolid are in 18th spot. That is the last relegation spot, 32 points on the books. All the way up to 14th, Villarreal, 36 points. Only 4 points over 2 teams. But then it's not all done and dusted there, boys. There are 15 points available up for grabs. So, yeah, in theory, anyone from 8th could go down. But it's still a long way to go. So I actually saw this as a 2-0 win going in favour of Celta Vigo. So we got the result pretty close to the money. Eibar took on Atlético Madrid, close to the top of the table. This is Barcelona's only real doubt. The gap is now, after today's or last weekend's results, 9 points. So they're going to have to lose a few, but I don't see it happening. But Atlético Madrid picked up a 1-0 win away from home over Eibar. I actually saw it as a 3-1 win, so got the right result, just incorrect scoreline. Vallecano at the foot of the table, 19th spot after this weekend's action. Drew with bottom club Huesca, 0-0. I actually saw it as a 2-1 win in favour of Vallecano. So a big point for Huesca. That's 4 draws on the spin for them. Barcelona took on a Sociedad last weekend, and obviously Barcelona picked up the big fat 2-1 win at home. I actually saw it as a 3-0 win in favour of Barcelona. So got the right result. Got the right goals, but just didn't distribute them correctly. Levante took on Espanyol. Levante also in and around that relegation zone. Espanyol on the flip side in the mid-table now. It doesn't look like they're going to be heading into Europe, as a good 10-point cushion between those two sides after the 2-2 draw against Levante. I actually saw it as a 2-1 win in favour of Espanyol, so I just had 1 goal shy, but ultimately got it wrong. Getafe took on Sevilla. Now Getafe, they are still in the Champions League reckoning after this 3-0 comfortable spanking over Sevilla, and that's dented Sevilla's Europa League ambitions. It was actually a surprise result, but ultimately I actually went in favour of Getafe, a 2-0 win in the end, so not too shabby, boys and girls, not too shabby indeed. Real Madrid, ZZ's boys, took on Atletico Bilbao in a tight game, but ultimately Real Madrid coming out top. 3-0 winners over Bilbao, who remain in 7th spot. Actually, so it was a 4-1 win, so I got the right deficit as well. 3-goal deficit, but ultimately just got the wrong scores. Villarreal took on Leganés as well. Villarreal seem to be on the march now into 14th spot after a 2-1 win over Leganés, who could be considered in the old relegation fight as it stands, but they're also in the mid-table crunch clash as well. There is a bit of a gap between 7th and 6th. I saw it as a 2-0 win in favour of Villarreal, so I think they're better than what their league table suggests. I think they just had a terrible season. And wrapping up the weekend is Real Betis up against Valencia, and Valencia picked up, I think, about 2-1 win. I actually saw it as a 3-1 win going in favour of Valencia, so not too shabby indeed. And not too shabby for the whole weekend's predictions. I just got 3 completely wrong, and the 7 of them got the right results. Just the scorelines, just a smidgen off. Anyway, let's take a look at what's going on this week. It's actually match day 34, midweek action as well. So we're going to be back-to-back predictions this week. It will kick it off with Huesca up against Eibar. These games are taking place on the 23rd and 24th of April, and 25th even. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Huesca come into this, obviously bottom of the table. Eibar on the flip side in 13th spot. It's a difficult one because Huesca actually haven't lost in 4 games, but they haven't won in 4 games either. As for Eibar on the flip side, they are in 13th spot, just 1 win in 4. But I see this as a tight one. Another draw for Huesca that week, 5 on the spin, and it's a point. They're not doomed. They're not completely doomed. They're only what 8 points adrift of the drop, so they've got a bit to do. They need some wins, and this one's valuable. If they pick up a win here, they might have a chance. Valladolid up against Girona during the old midweek action. Valladolid in 18th spot, Girona in 16th spot. Actually, only 2 points separate these two sides. Difficult one to call, but I'm going to go with Valladolid on this one to actually bring Girona into the mix. Considering Girona were towards the 8th spot earlier in the season, it's quite a strange one how they got sucked into this. Alavés will take on Barcelona. Alavés obviously had a cracking 2/3 of the season, but they're kind of dripping off a little bit in the moment. It's 8th spot. Haven't won in 5 games up against the Barcelona side, who are unbeaten in for I don't know how long. So it's going to be a comfortable away win for Barcelona, 3-0 away from home. Atletico Madrid against Valencia this weekend. Atletico coming to this in 2nd spot. Valencia on the flip side coming to this in 5th. Difficult one to call this one. Valencia just 1 loss in 6. But Atletico Madrid 2 losses out of 6 as well. So it's tight, but I'm going to go with Atletico at home. They are a tough unit. And without Barcelona there, they would have been number 1. Leganés take on Bilbao this weekend. Leganés coming to this match in 12th spot, just 1 loss in 5, up against a Bilbao side who are in 7th spot. 2 losses out of 6, but realistically it's 2 losses out of 3. The closer form book there. Tight one, but I'm going to go with Bilbao on this one. They are looking a different unit, and that win could close the gap and potentially a Europa League spot. Espanyol up against Celta Vigo. Bit of a right mid-table crunch clash. This one, 10th place Espanyol go up against 11th place. Oh, sorry, take that back. 10th place Espanyol up against 15th place Celta Vigo. Completely got that one wrong there, boys. Yeah, Espanyol's form book at the moment, unbeaten in 4, but they've only won 2 out of those 4, 2 out of 6 really. Celta Vigo on the flip side lost 2 out of 6 as well. Out of those 6, they did win 3. So a difficult one, but I'm going to go with Espanyol at home, 2-1 winners, and again that could close in on a potential Europa League spot in the near distant future. Levante up against Betis. Levante's coming to this in 17th spot without a win in 6, up against a Betis side who are in 9th spot, just 1 win in 6. Tight one, call this one, but I'm going with a 2-0 away win for Betis. Sevilla will take on Vallecano this weekend. Sevilla in 6th spot. 2 losses in the past 5 games up against the Vallecano side, who have just won 1 in 6. Obviously, they're on the drop zone, 19 points. So a win for them could potentially get them on the verges of escaping the drop zone. But I don't see it. I think Sevilla will come out top 3-1 winners over Vallecano. Now, Sociedad will take on Villarreal this weekend. Sociedad come into this in 11th spot, 1 win out of 6. Villarreal on the flip side come into this in 14th spot, 3 wins out of 6, just 2 out of 6 defeats. So I'm going to go with Villarreal on this one, and away from home, big win for them, and hopefully that win could push them as high as, well, not really, they won't change positions, but close in on 13th place Eibar. Getafe take on Real Madrid to wrap up the old midweek crunch clashes. Getafe come into this in 4th spot, Real Madrid in 3rd. Big game this one. Obviously, the points difference is 10, so there's no real opportunity for Getafe to leapfrog Real Madrid, but it's going to be difficult, but I still think Real Madrid have enough in the tank to take home another important away win if they are to close in on their rivals Atletico. So 3-1 win away from home for Real Madrid against Getafe. That's pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a good old thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe. I'll keep you bang up to date with all things La Liga related, Blackburn Rovers related, whoa, football related. We're going to all here under one roof. And while I still have you, check out the old links in your description to my social media accounts and, of course, my Patreon boys and girls. I am looking at you guys, see if you are willing to offer me a supporting hand in creating content just like this. As we end this season and look forward to next season, I am looking for some support to maybe kick on the channel a little bit further and look at other European predictions. And it does take up time. This isn't my job. This is a hobby. But I do need to upgrade some equipment. I am looking to just improve the overall content of it. But anyway, if you feel like you're something that you're interested in, link to that sucker in the old description. And before we bounce once again, I want to hear what you think is going to happen in the old midweek crunch clashes is over in La Liga. Link, put your old comments, predictions down there in the old comment section down below. Anyway, I'm going to let you get out of here. We'll be back probably Thursday or Friday for the next one, matchday 35, over in the 2018-2019 La Liga season. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.